Camping in Cavan. On Saturday, me and my friend decided to go camping in a forest in Cavan. We thought it would be a fun experience. After all, me and my neighbor Liam haven't done much this year, and he had a 4-person tent. There was only 2 of us though. The forest we picked was a usual place close to civilization, so we don't get lost, and because we had a few family friends within a kilometer or so at all times. Both our parents drove us to the forest with the tent, food, water, chlorine tablets if we ran out of water, gas stove, battery banks, radios, sleeping bags, mats, a small hunting rifle, and a tool set for setting up the pegs. For the first day, we set up the tent in only a few minutes. I set up the gas stove outside the tent on the ground and cooked some sausages, while Liam was setting up the tent interior, sleeping bags, and the clothes. We had our food and went exploring. A few minutes into our walk, we seen what seemed to be a dead crow on the ground. It didn't look like it was eaten per se, but more like it had just fallen apart on the ground into multiple pieces. We both thought this was weird, but chalked it up to a fox or something ripping it apart. We went down the trail until it was nearing 21 o'clock, at which point we decided to head back because of the darkness. Back at the tent, we got into the bags after stowing the gas stove away and having some supper. I woke up during the night to what sounded like a faint thud in the distance. It didn't wake Liam up, so I thought nothing of it. In the morning, it decided for us to stay in for a bit and relax. Liam didn't like the idea, but went along with it, saying, "Why though?" Didn't want to say. I woke up in the middle of the night and was very tired, so I just told him, "Us don't feel like it right now." "Well, do you want some breakfast, Kai? Pass me them Cheerios." It was about 13:30 when I got a text message from our parents asking us how we are doing. We told them that we are doing just fine because we were. After 6, we just decided to stay in the tent. Only go outside to cook food, bacon, bread, sausages again. Now at 23 o'clock, we prepared to go to sleep, until we heard some very disturbing noises. The best representation of this is the sound of a person trying to scream at the top of their lungs, but only being able to vomit blood, like gargling, I guess. But we heard that some animals can sound very similar to humans. Bro, what the absolute fuck was that, Liam? I leave it might be a fox. Maybe it's a fight? Me, you know what, I'm going to go get the rifle. Also me. Liam sounded quite shaken, but I did manage to calm him down after a bit of talking. We still stayed up until 1 in the morning to make sure it's gone. The next morning, we did the same thing we did yesterday, but a little earlier, because we were less tired. You know what, we got to leave the tent sometime, let's go for another walk. But this time taking the gun, okay? I said. Liam agreed to this, and we went down a different trail going east. During our walk through the trail, something was off about the smell and how dead quiet it was. For reference, in Ireland during the summer, every part of the country has a lot of birds chirping and usually crickets. But during this time, it felt like Death Valley. The only sounds you can hear are the leaves and branches under your feet and your own breath. The smell was a lot different. It smelt like being in a morgue with severely decomposed bodies. We couldn't see much though, until we entered a small clearing, a fork in the trail. On front of us were the still alive, but rapidly bleeding out bodies of 2 young people. We used our spare rags to try and plug the massive chunks of missing body on them. It's probably also good to note that the man was passed out. I was treating the man. Liam treated the woman, who was barely recognizable at this point. We managed to bandage around 3/4 of their body, but they just kept falling apart. We asked the woman, who could barely speak, if she wanted us to end it, and she said, yes. We couldn't bring ourselves to shoot her, but we thought it was for the best. The man who passed out didn't have a pulse soon after that either. We decided that we have seen enough shit right now, and we should just pack up and say nothing about this to the Garda Irish police. Liam didn't look the same after that. He looked like a soldier from WW1 suffering from PTSD. We packed up and waited for our parents to arrive, saying that we just want to go home. They said yes. What really happened in that forest? What was the thud? And why did what happened to the bird happen to those people? I sat in my room not being able to sleep for hours, reliving the moments and being there again and again till I become so tired I pass out. At dinner, my family look at me and ask, "Why are you so quiet?" I usually don't answer the questions and try to eat the most amount of food I can. But I just can't. 2 days later, I'm in a church awaiting the funeral of Liam, who died of the same causes of those who we had seen at the forest. I will never forget him. He was my friend. We played Halo together, went to school together, and of course, camped together. I will never set foot in a tent or forest again without being reminded of those days.